Hi guys! So today we are going to be doing our dotting tool workshop. So I have just dragged in a bunch of dotting tools that I have literally had for years. Oh, look at a hair. Yeah. I've literally had for years. This one here was my first ever dotting tool that one of my aunties got me. And the rest of them I've just kind of picked up over time. I have no idea where they came from. Actually, I think the same auntie got me these. And possibly these too. Dotting tools are very, very handy. Sorry, I am just going to move my camera a little bit because it's in a bit of an awkward space. There we go, that's better. So you can see these all have like different sized heads. And then if I flip them around the other side, they also have different sized heads there. Now we're going to work this way around today because I have no idea what my camera's doing, but it won't flip around. And it's going to be upside down on your screen. Right, okay, cool. Believe it or not, the two that I actually generally like to use the most are the biggest one, which is this guy here, and then a combination of this one, which is quite small, and this one here, which is like a little pinprick. It's really tiny. Okay. So I've got a whole bunch of designs for us to work on today. So I do have my colour pops pre-painted for once. Okay, so we're going to start off by doing two that work quite well together. So if somebody wanted a little bit of nail art on two nails at the same time, or they could get it on every nail and it would look awesome. So I'm going to need some white. So I've got my Flirties French white. Give him a little shake. I'm going to blob of him. I'm literally just sticking them on the top of one of my mirror powders just to use it as like a little paint palette. Right, there we go. Get the lid open there. Okay. So we have some white. I'm also going to need a pink. So I'm going to use Flirties Bubblegum, which is also a really nice colour. Give it a little shake up. And I am going to use a turquoise. So this one is called Sky Pearl. And it's a very cute colour, so we'll use this one too. Not sure how well that one will stand out against the black, but we'll wait and see. Doesn't matter if it doesn't stand out against the black anyway, it'll be fine. Okay. And I'm going to start with a dotting tool that's kind of a medium-sized little bead. And I'm also going to have a little lint-free wipe ready, dampened in some cleanser, so that I can be cleaning as I go. So I'm going to chuck one of these out of the way for now. And I'm actually going to make my very first dot with a bigger dotting tool. So we'll start with white. And I'm going to dip in. Is that inside the screen? It's not. So I'm going to dip in here and I'm going to lift away. And I'm going to pop that dot right in the middle of my nail. Now I'm going to go all the way down, touch off the nail, so I get my nice little bead. And then I'm going to clean my little tool off. Okay. Now let's try this turquoise. The best way to get the most ideal and even sized little dots of product, I do not think you're going to be able to see this. Oh, you can. Is to dip back into your little blob of gel polish before you touch the nail every time. So see the way I dip it into my blob coming up? Pressing against the nail. And I'm just working in a circle here. I'm not minding how many dots I'm doing. I'm not trying to do it in an even number or an odd number. I'm just working my way in a circle around that white blob that I have there. Okay. So before I go on, I'm going to stick that in the lamp just for 5 seconds, just to flash cure it. The lamp wants to come on. And the reason I'm doing that is just to make sure the gel polish doesn't move on me, it doesn't smudge while I'm working on the other ones. Say for instance my hand slips and I touch off it, it won't smudge if it's been in the lamp for a couple of seconds, and it's had like a little bit of a flash cure. But it also means it won't run on me while I'm working on the other areas. So that'll do me. Okay. So now we will move in with some pink. And I'm going to do the same thing again. But I'm going to kind of work, do you see the way I've got a blue dot here and a blue dot here? My pink ones, for now, I'm going to put in between each of them, but like out further. And then I might come back in a second and put them on top as well, just to fill the gap in a little bit more. We'll see what it looks like with this first. Yeah, I'm going to put some more pink dots in there, so I'm going to go in between each of these pink dots now as well. See the way I'm dipping down into my gel polish every time before I retouch the nail? How cool does that look like so far? And then I'm going to go around the outside then with more white dots. So I'm going to do the same thing again just for product placement. I'm working in between where each of these dots would have been. And then I can go back and go in between them again. Let me clean him off. Doesn't that look awesome? So say for instance that was on my nail. I think that is pretty cool. So I'm going to chuck him in there and let him cure. So when you would apply your dots, you would do your 2 coats of colour, and then you would do your dot work, and then you would top coat the whole thing after you've cured your dot work. Now for the second nail on that hand, or every other nail, or just as a nail on its own, what we're going to do is down here along the cuticle line, I'm going to put one big white dot. It's not quite big enough, so I'm going to pick up some more. With a little circle to make him nice and big. Okay. Now this time I'm going to start and I'm going to do a little ring of white dots around this one. And then I'm going to jump down to a smaller size dotting tool. And I'm going to do blue dots. Same way as before. First of all, in between each of where, see, like, got a white dot here and a white dot here, so in between, but down a little bit lower. And then I'll come back and fill in those little spaces, and that way I know I've got them nice and even. And then I'll come along with some pink, and we'll do that again. I'm just going to put loads of little tiny dots right beside each other for the pink. And I'm doing them slightly curved. And I'm going to chuck him in the lamp. And they are our first two designs. So they are nice and easy to do. I'll pull this guy back out. So this was our first nail. So him on like a, obviously not a giant nail on a tiny nail, but him on like your middle finger or your ring finger, your index finger, would look awesome beside this guy on any of the other nails. So he's working cuticle line down. You could do it the other way as well. You could do in that he's your French, and still have the curve in the same way. So have your French kind of, use this, have your French along there. That would also look cool. So I hope he's like that one. That is the first one for this week. So let me chuck the two of them over here out of the way. And we'll move then onto our next design. So for our next one, I need a pink, which we have. I also need a kind of reddy poppy color. So we'll actually use, what are you, your temperature changing? Yeah, we'll use a temperature changing one. This one here, number 5. I think it goes yellow, or kind of a, yeah, I think it goes yellow. We'll find out soon enough anyway. So I've got our pink, I've got our blob with temperature changing. I'm going to use this kind of grey bluey one as well, which is steel pearl, because this is a really nice colour. Blob him on there. And we'll use yellow. Now this yellow is Flirty's Bright Sun. Now that was a totally see-through yellow, but I got a heap of Flirty's French White, which is the white one obviously, and I mixed it in and I made this yellow because I don't like see-through colours, but I love yellow. So I actually made it this colour, which is cool. I like the way you can do that with Flirty's gel polishes. And give him a little shake up. So this was totally see-through and now it's not. I'm going to pop a blob of him on there. Now, I'm going to take my nail with my large sized dotting tool and I'm going to pick a heap of this up and I'm going to dot it on the nail. And I'm going to pick up some more, and I'm going to blob him onto the nail there. Okay, now we clean him off. Now then I'm going to take this temperature changing one, and I'm going to put a nice, let me get the hair off it first. Ooh. And I'm going to pop a nice big blob of the temperature changing one right beside my big one. Now these can touch, but just be wary if they are touching. You need to work very quickly so they don't blend into each other. Then I'm going to take my sparkly navy bluey one, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pop that down here beside him, and I'm going to repeat the same thing with the yellow one. Nice big blobby yellow down the end. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my brush. This is Licente's D2 nail art detailer brush. I'm going to move that out of my way for now, and I'm going to take my brush, pop them right in the center of that pink one, and I'm going to drag him all the way down through each of those colors to create that really awesome dragged look. Now if you want it more dragged, you can go back in again and go through them all again. It's pretty easy and it's pretty cool. So let me chuck him in the lamp and cure him. Right, just get a bit more cleanser on this wipe. And just clean my brush. Right, okay. Now, so I'm going to do 3 different black and gold designs next. Now again guys, these don't have to be done in these exact colours. You can use whatever colours you want to do these. But these particular ones do look pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give my black a nice little shake. And I'm going to pop a nice big blob of him back onto my little palette. I'm going to do them out of the way for now because we don't need them yet. And I'm going to use my brush and I'm going to paint in what would essentially be my lunala. So you know this white bit that you've got down here at the end of your nail? Kind of painting that in, but I'm painting it in black. Does everybody have dotting tools? I'd say everybody probably has dotting tools. Kind of one of those things that everybody just seems to have, even if you don't do a whole lot of nail art. I had these for years and never used them. Because I was always like, ooh, dotting tools, you can do it with dots. Essentially, that's what you do with them, but you can do some pretty cool dotty things with them. Now I'm going to take my large dotting tool, and along the edge of that lunala, I am going to put nice big dots. So that I have them touching each other. So I'm getting that kind of cool, bumpy texture. Okay. Now I'm going to chuck him in the lamp and cure him. And while I am waiting for him to cure, I'm going to take, I'm going to give my gold a nice big shake up here. This is actually one of the cat eye Farties polishes, but it looks really cool as a colour on its own as well, which is what this one is. That's it on its own without the cat eye effect. This is actually ready, so we'll take him back out for a sec. Okay, so I need a different size tool, and I'm going to pick up some gold, and I'm going to come to the inside of each of those dots. Good focus. Come on. Oh, I just put my hand on it. Nice. And I'm going to put a gold dot inside each of those little black dots. Okay. And then I'm going to put a big gold dot up here as well. And I'm going to pop him in the lamp and cure him. Right. Now with this guy, I'm going to do a zigzag motion down the nail. And I'm going to pop a few big gold dots along where my zigzag would be. So I would be going here, and then I'd be coming back down here, and then I would be jumping across this way. I'm going to chuck him in the lamp and let him cure. Okay, now so we're back with this guy. Sorry, this is probably really confusing. I'm going to finish this one and then I'll move on to the other one. So we've done our black dots, now we've done gold dots, and I am going to take more black and I'm going to do more black dots inside those gold dots. But I want those black dots touching off the black polish as well. So I'm wiggling it in a circular motion if I need to drag it down to the black area. And I'm going to put a black dot in the center of this gold one. And I'll chuck him in the lamp and cure him. And then what I'm doing right now is I'm just looking for an even smaller dot again. So we'll use this guy. And I'm going to go in with one more layer of gold dot on each of them. And it's ready. Right. So for our last layer of dots on this guy, what we are going to do is take some more gold, and I'm going to do it again at the very end of that black. And I'm going to take one little tiny dot and put it right in the center of this guy down here. And that is our finished style. Do you like that one? Okay, I'm going to just chuck him in the lamp and cure him. So that looks really intricate, but it's also quite easy to do, so everybody will be able to do that. Now, so let's go back to this guy. So he's black and we've put a bunch of little dots on as if we were working in a zigzag down the nail. Now what I'm going to do is take a smaller dotting tool, some more gold polish, and I'm going to continue on that zigzag with smaller dots. Okay, so we have our pretty zigzag. Now I cured those big dots already, so before I stick my little small gold dots in the lamp to cure them, I'm going to pick up little blobs of black, and only inside the big gold dots put little small black dots. Yeah. So again, a super easy design. That looks awesome. And it looks super expensive as well, which clients like. So the next one. Okay. So I have my black nail here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here in the center. Give him a little wipe, he's got some dust on him. I'm going to do two dots touching off each other, and then I'm going to leave a gap, and then I'm going to do two more dots touching off each other and a gap, two more dots touching off each other, and then the starting of two more dots down the end touching off each other. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to touch two dots off each other on either side of each of them. So I'm creating like little plus signs all the way down the nail. And I'm going to chuck them in there for 30 seconds to cure them. Now, so where's my dot tool? Here we go. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come along here and I'm going to work this way now. And I'm going to do two dots beside each other. And two dots beside each other. Two dots beside each other. The reason I went sideways this time was to make sure that I got it exactly in the gap. So see where my black gap is here? I wanted those in line with that little black gap there, not touching each other. There we go. Now, and then I'm going to come back and do a dot above and below. And a dot above and below. And a dot above and below. And I'm going to cure them just for a couple of seconds so that they don't move on me and I don't stick my hand in them. Or if I do stick my hand in them, it won't make any difference. Oops, sorry, brushing the lamp again. Okay. So then I'm going to come back in again. And I'm going to do two dots beside each other here. And two dots here. And two dots here. And then above and below. Above and below. And above and below. Do you like that one? I think that one looks really cool. And each of them little kind of diamondy things just took 4 little dots. So I'm going to chuck him in there and cure him. Okay. Now, who likes Disney? I like Disney. I very much like Disney. So what we are going to do, we're going to do quick and easy Mickey Mouse heads. Okay. So I'm going to need classy red, and I'm going to pop out another little blob of white. So white is out and classy red. Okay, so if I was doing these on a client's nails, what I would generally do is I would do all of their nails either red or white, and I would do one nail opposite. So say for instance I might do the ring finger, or maybe the ring finger and the thumb white, or maybe the ring finger and the middle finger white and the rest of them red, or vice versa. Okay, these are gonna look super cute. So on whatever the majority is, so say you're doing 4 nails in red, I would come along just on those ones, take the opposite colour, so you're going to take your white, and in a corner or up here where your cuticle line is, or somewhere on the nail, even different places on each nail, you're going to come in and you're going to place one little teeny tiny dot, and then you're going to dip back into your polish again. And you're going to go over to the side and up. So kind of at like a little diagonal. You're going to pop another dot. And then you dip back in again. And you're going over to the side and up again on the other side. And you've got Mickey Mouse's head. How cute is Mickey Mouse's head? And the next time you've got a client going to Disneyland, you can be like, hey! Let's do Mickey Mouse, because it's super cute. I would literally have Disney nails all the time if I could. I love Disney. Right, so let me chuck him in the lamp. And that's what I would do on whatever nail is the majority. I would do one Mickey Mouse head on each of those nails. Now the other hand, or the other nail, so say for instance this white one, I would come in with my red, or whatever the opposite colour is that you're using on the client. Do your red dot in the center, then go across and up for your angle and your ear, go across and up for your angle again and your other ear, then come down the nail a little bit, cross and up for your ear, and cross it up for your ear. And don't worry, these don't need to be absolutely perfect. These are all hand painted designs, so they're never going to be absolutely identical, and the more you try and get them identical, the more mistakes you're going to make. Right now we have a line of red Mickey Mouse heads, but let's make that even cuter again. Actually, let's cure that for a couple of seconds first, before I wreck it. Clumsy fingers. So I'm chucking him in there for a couple of seconds. Okay, that should be enough. So then I'm going to come to my gap again. You notice that I like to work in the gap. And I'm going to put my dot here. And I'm going to go across and up in my angle. And across and up my angle, and then I'm going to come down here to my gap again, and across and up, and I'm going to do the very same on the other side. So I've got my dot, across and up for my ear, and across and up for my other ear. This is why I cure things. I just stuck my finger in it. It's okay, I didn't smudge it. I am going to be doing a class on Disney designs in a few weeks, once I have it finished. But I love Disney. And some Disney designs look really, really complicated, but they're actually really easy. And some of them really aren't easy. But we'll do a class on everything anyway. How cute is that? Right, let me chuck him in the lamp and cure him. So this was our one nail. How cute is that? Anywhere on the nail. That is going to be adorable. And then whatever the other nail is, how cute are they? So whether that's on one nail on each hand or two nails on each hand, or you could do it on all of them. If your client wants it on all of them, you can literally do whatever the hell you want and it is going to be super cute. Okay, so that is the two of them together. Aren't they adorable? I love Becky Minnie Mouse. Okay, I'm going to take all of them out of there. Right. Now I need a white nail. Okay. So we have a white nail and I'm going to do a little design around here, down below where the cuticle is. Kind of like an ombre that you would do with your glitter or your foil. Now I'm going to use a couple of different sized tool pieces for this. And I'm going to work mainly with some pinks and, let me see what other colours I have here. Ooh, I'll get a sparkly pink out as well. My little polish palette's getting a bit full. Let's plop you here. Ooh. That'll do. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to start off with a kind of slightly bigger, chunkier, little bit of a dotting tool. And we'll start with some of this sparkly, glittery one. And I'm going to pop some dots of it around here. And we'll wipe them off. And then we'll take some of this temperature changing one. And we'll pop some dots of that around as well. Now I'm going to flip over to a smaller side. And we'll take some of this pink. We'll do a few little dots around with the pink. Now, you know the way earlier on I was like, you need to keep dipping and dipping and dipping? I want all these dots to be different sizes, so that's why I'm not redipping. We'll do a little bit of red in there. Red will stand out. And yes, I am putting red with pink, because sometimes red can really make pink pop. And I'm going to take a few of these little sparkly ones as well. Just nice and small, because it's pretty. And sure, why not? And that is all I'm going to do. So that is your ombre one. Do you like that one? A couple of different sizes, few little dots, took a couple of seconds. You imagine I would be charging at least €1 per nail for that, so if your client wants that on every nail, you'd be getting an extra tenner. And how quick did I do that? And you guys will be able to do that just as quick. And it's going to look amazing, and nobody else is going to be walking around with their nails like that. Right. Now, I need a pink nail, and I'm going to need some more of this grey. So let's give it a big blob there. Okay. So I'm going to do kind of a Frenchy design here. I'm going to pick this up. Again, I'm not worrying about it being absolutely perfect because I'm going to be putting dots over it now in a second anyway. Drawing French upside down is also always much more awkward. And drawing it the right way around. Right, I'm going to colour this in. I would have music playing in the background, but anytime I put things on YouTube, YouTube give out to me because I've got music in the background, so that's why there's no music on in the background. Facebook have deleted some of my videos before for having music in the background, so the last thing I want is to spend an hour doing a live video and then for it to get deleted because of copyright laws. Facebook police will be after me. Okay. Right, I'm going to stick him in the lamp really quickly and cure him just so I don't smudge. Just for a couple of seconds. That's all I need. That'll do. Right, now I'm going to use my large dotting tool again. And I'm going to start over, I'll start in the center actually to make sure it's as even as I can get it. Which is just no fluff. And I'm going to put a nice big round dot just on the inside of my French. And I'm going to work my way along, putting little dots along the edge of my French. One, two. If you're doing stuff like this, do try to have the same amount of dots on both sides. Sorry, I just sneezed. Okay, and I'm going to chuck him in the lamp and cure him properly. Now, I do have strawberry milkshake, so I need to get another little blob of that out. Oops, come on, dear. I hate waiting for lamps, even if I am only waiting for 30 seconds. Okay, there we go. So, 3 guesses what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of this pink on a smaller dotting tool. And I'm going to pop a little blob of it inside each of these little round dots because it is going to be super cute. And then I am also in the gap on this side, so in between my little grey dots on the opposite side, I'm going to pop a little ring of pink dots. And just to finish it, off a little bit, I'm going to take a little bit of blue and I'm going to pop 2 little dots on either side of the blue. How cute is that? Total alternative to French. But in my opinion, that looks way better than French. Now, chuck him in there and let him cure. Okay. So we are going to do a heart made out of dots. And then we are going to do a paw print and then that. Oh, and then I have one more actually that we're going to do after that. And then that is it. I think that's that. What do I need? I need him. I'll get the other thing I need now in a second. Okay, so we all know how a heart is shaped. But if we want to do a heart made out of dots, we've got to be really conscious the whole time that we're applying product that we are keeping everything inside that heart shape. So what I generally like to do is pop a dot over here for where my corner would be, and then pop another dot over here for where my other kind of point up my flower rather than a corner, because flower or hearts don't really have corners. And then if I take a little bit and pop it down here for where the base of it is, and that kind of gives me like, I need to stay within that line from there to there and from there to there, and then I just need to hook in and dip down in the center. Okay, so I'm going to do random little dots now inside that line in different colors. Lots of different colors. Doesn't matter if they overlap. I have different sized ones. But I not put any white on there since the nail is white. And there we have a very cute, tiny little heart. So we'll chuck him in. Okay. And then finally, for our little paw prints, there's my black. There we go. Oh, not quite finally, almost finally. So I am going to start off with my big dotting tool. And I'm going to put a nice big dot on there. 1, 2, 3. 3 nice big dots. And then I'm going to take a smaller dotting tool and I'm going to put 4 little dots beside each of my big dots. 1, 2, all over one side. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have paw prints. How easy was that? Was that not easy? Let me chuck him in there, top coat. So I have my painted purple nail, and I'm just going to give my shellac top coat a little shake. So for this design you need to use a sticky top coat, otherwise it won't work properly. You'll get a little bit of a hint of the idea if you use like one of the mirror powders with it, but it works best if you use a sticky top coat and some really strong pigments. So I'm going to paint all the way over the nail. And I'm going to pop him in a lamp that I'm not supposed to put him in, because that is not a CND lamp that I'm using at the minute. Sure. Let's see if it doesn't work, I'll get a CND one. Okay. Now I am just going to get my pigments ready to go. So these are all CND pigments that I'm using at the minute, but you can use any type of pigment that you want for this style. And I need a brush. And I'm also going to need top coat. So I'm just going to pop a little blob of my Flirties top coat. Any top coat at all will do for the second part. It doesn't make any difference whether it's a non-wipe or a wipe top coat. I'm actually going to need a bit more than that. Okay. So, we are sticky. Okay. So I've got my layer top coat on here. And I am going to pick up some powders and I'm going to rub them, burnish them into the nail in any random pattern that you want. It doesn't make any difference. Too much of that one. Let's take this pink. Look how attractive my colours are together right now. And let's get a little bit of this blue, that looks amazing. I love this blue. Okay, so right now we have a very not pretty now. Okay, so I'm going to chuck all these out of the way. Try to stop my camera from focusing on them instead of focusing on what we're actually doing. Okay, so I have a layer top coat already on this nail and it's cured. Okay, and it's still sticky because it is a sticky top coat. Now I am going to take my dotting tool and I am going to place random dots of top coat down the nail. This is probably my favourite thing to do with a dotting tool because it always looks freaking amazing when it's done. And I'm going to do some dots down here. Make sure I get that blue because it's amazing. Okay. So you can see my little top coat drops that I've popped on there. Okay. And I'm going to stick him in the lamp and cure him for 60 seconds. So once that's ready, we'll pull him out. Let's get him out of the way and I will show you the magic. And then we'll go through and we'll have a quick look at all of the designs that we did today. This week's challenge is to try to make sure that at least 1 in 3 clients that comes into you leaves with some nail art that they have paid for. So I will be super interested to see how you guys get on with that. So make sure you've got nail art in your own nails, make sure you've got your colour wheels ready to go and that you're showing clients when they come in, and make sure that you are charging for it. So 1 in 3 clients this week is to have nail art. Okay, so I have cleanser on my wipe and I'm going to flip this upside down while I work. I'm not putting a cleanser on that, I can feel that I didn't. There we go. Now, see where else I need to wipe. Just down the sides. Now, are you guys ready? This does involve a little bit of scrubbing. Sometimes when you flip it over, well, you won't be flipping your client's finger upside down. But we might need to do a little bit more scrubbing in a few minutes, but we will have a look. So what we did was we did our 2 layers of colour. We did a layer of a sticky top coat that stays sticky after it's been cured, and we cured it. We burnished pigments into the sticky layer of the top coat, and then we put little dots of top coat on top of the pigment. And then, voila! How awesome is that? The pigment only stayed where we put the dots, so we cleaned away all of the rest of the pigment. Let me just get alcohol, because that's not actually alcohol that I'm using. I'm using cleanser rather than alcohol. Ah, there we go, it's better already. So if there's ever any little bits of pigment left, you can just run around with a little bit more pressure in between. How cool is that? So this is how you would make little diamonds for people who are pickers. And so somebody who wants a diamond, but they pick them off. These, you can still see them and you can still feel them. See the way it's bumpy? But they're way harder to get off than like actual stuck-on diamonds. Ooh, look how awesome that is. Look how shiny. I hope you like that one. I love that one. I get so excited for that one. Okay, let me shove everything out of the way. Oops, spilling top coat. Good job, me. Right, so what did we do today? We did these two guys. These were our first two. Put them here. And I have no idea what order we did these in, so I am just going to chuck them out. We did this guy here where we dragged the polish through the dots. We did our black and gold ones. I have to say, this one looks amazing. And we also did this gold guy here. Then we did these guys. So we did this fab pink and grey one. We did this white and pink one. We did our Disney ones, which I love. We did paw prints and a heart and our shiny Toddy one as well. I'll chuck him there. And then just to recap, this week's challenge is to make sure that 1 in every 3 clients goes home with nail art that they have paid for. So make sure you've got your nail art on your sticks so that you can be showing them, wear it on yourself so that they can see what it looks like. And good luck. Thank you for watching, and I'm excited to see you next week. Bye.